Hola, I'm Fivers and welcome to Grimlight. In today's video, we're gonna take a look at the new 5 and 4 star heroes that have just been released. The new 5-star hero is called Krampus. She is a fire mage, she does magic damage, and she is a hero from the fairy tale of Christmas. She costs 3 crystals to deploy, so she is the second 5-star mage with this cost. The first one was Othma, and she is the second 5-star fire mage in the game. Taking a look at her stats at level 70, we can see that she has 1485 combat power. Comparing her with the other mages, we can see that her attack is actually really good for being a 3-star. She has more damage than Geppetto and Winter Queen, for example, but that's not all. Her defense is really high, she has the same defense as the 5-cost mages, but her HP is low due to her cost. Her range is 4 and her attack speed is 0.8. These are the standard values among mages. Then her critical rate, her critical damage and her movement speed are the standard values. Her stats are actually good for being a 3-star. Let's take a look at her abilities. Her active ability is called Punishment, and at level 1 is Krampus calls down 4 waves of coal in a large area. Each wave deals 75% damage plus 20% for each burn stack. This ability is actually really good. She will deal 300% damage without any stack of burn. This is a bit lower than the usual damage, but if the enemies have just 1 burn stack, the damage increases a lot. And every enemy can have 5 burn stacks, so the max damage of this ability is 700% damage. This is huge, but of course this scenario will be really difficult to happen, but the skill seems really good in general. And the fire teams could be a thing after so many new fire heroes, so it will be easier to stack burn stacks. Her passive is called Coal Fire, and at level 1 is every 3 hits calls down 3 waves of coal in a small area. Each wave deals 50% damage plus 20% for each burn stack. Once again, her passive deals a really good damage versus enemies burning. Krampus has 3 traits. Spirit de Joy. Basic attacks deal damage in a small area and inflict burn, max 5 stacks. This is the standard trait of mages combined with the ability to inflict burn, so it's actually really good that she's able to inflict burn in a small area and not just to a single enemy. Soul Eater naturally has plus 20% lifesteal. I guess that this effect is not the worst, but I think that lifesteal doesn't really suit a mage. And to finish, Devil's Curse reduces resilience of all enemies on the field by 15%. This effect is clearly focused on PvP, so Krampus has the ability to become a new meta in PvP. Reducing the resilience in PvP is huge, but that's not all. Krampus comes in handy in stages of PvE versus enemies with really high resilience like the place to farm gear. Now let's take a look at the new 4-star hero. The new 4-star hero is called Rat King. He is a nature warrior, he does physical damage, and he is a hero from the fairy tale of Nutcracker. It's actually important that he is nature, because he will be useful in the daily boss of the last chapter of the story. He costs 4 crystals to deploy, so he has the same cost as Alice, Red King and Hina. Taking a look at his stats at level 70, we can see that he has 1474 combat power. Comparing him with the other warriors, we can see that his attack is lower than the other 4-star warriors that I just mentioned. He has the same defense as Red King and Hina, but his HP is higher. His range is 1 and his attack speed is 1.1, so it's fine. Then his critical rate, his critical damage and his movement speed are the standard values. His stats are not incredible, but they're okay. Let's take a look at his abilities. His active ability is called Artful Blade, and at level 1 is Rat King strikes swiftly 3 times in a small area, dealing 140% damage and knocking up enemies. The third hit always crits. The damage of this ability is fine, but not incredible. In my opinion, the most interesting thing of this ability is that he will knock up the enemies 3 times in a small area. His passive is called Venomous Pursuit, and at level 1 is every 5 hits, run to the target with the lowest HP percent and strike them for 350% damage. Inflicts physical weakness, minus 20% physical resistance and poison for 10 seconds. His passive will deal a decent amount of damage, and I like that he will deal this damage to the enemy with the lowest HP. Honestly, his passive is really interesting and this alone could make him playable, but I also have some doubts about it, because I don't know if he will be just walking from one enemy to the other one and lose too much time walking. Rat King has 2 traits: Voracious Hunger. All allies in the same column as Rat King gain plus 10% attack speed. This is a really good trait, I really like all of these type of traits, I think that they are fantastic. And to finish, Rat Swarm. Upon death, spawn 7 vermin that have 20% of Rat King's attack, HP and defense. The main problem of this trait is that you actually need Rat King to die to activate this effect, but I guess that it could be useful in some scenarios. Well, should you summon Krampus and Rat King? Honestly, I think that both of them are perfectly playable. First of all, Krampus seems like a really good fire mage for just 3 cost, and I really like her design. Playing with the idea of her ruining Christmas giving cold to everyone. Rat King is not an incredible warrior, but he is a nature warrior of 4 cost, and we actually don't have that many nature heroes, so I think that he can be pretty useful to defeat the daily boss of the last story chapter, where we need a nature team to make our life easier. Of course, if you like their design or you just want the heroes, just pull for them. And that's it for today's video, I hope that I have helped you. Thank you so much for watching, leave a comment, drop a like and consider subscribing if you wanna see more Grimlight content in the future, and see you in the next video. Ciao!